I've been using Perplexity for almost 2 years now, and I gotta say that Perplexity is probably the only chatbot that you will need to generate 90% of your content creation tasks. Now, Perplexity isn't unique. In fact, as soon as OpenAI releases its API, tons of companies jump the bandwagon and position themselves as new AI companies, while in reality, they're just using ChatGPT. Perplexity has many similarities with ChatGPT. Sure, you can chat, you can summarize information online, and you can also generate AI images, but Perplexity has some advantages. If you're a content creator or someone in the company who is in charge to generate content for social media or a website, then hopefully this video will convince you that Perplexity may be the best AI writer out there. But if you are an existing Perplexity user, then I hope this video will help you discover some new use cases of Perplexity. Okay, just to be clear, I'm not being paid to create this video, and this is just my opinion about Perplexity and how I use Perplexity to generate tons of content. And I do really think that Perplexity has some limitation compared to other more dedicated tools like Jasper or Sonic, which are probably some of the most popular AI writers out there. But I think there is still some value of using Perplexity to generate content, whether it's for your social media account or for your website. For one, it offers multiple models, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate how important it is to have various AI models at hand. With OpenAI, you have ChatGPT. With Anthropic, you have Claude. And with Twitter or X, you have Grok. But in Perplexity, you have all of them. Having multiple options is not just a way to entice customers, but it may also help you find the best model for any given content that you want to produce. I've been producing tons of articles using Perplexity and had the opportunity to use and test various AI models. Not only the style and the content is different depending on the model, but the way you interact with each model is also unique. Some AI prompting techniques might work with GPT-4o, some may be better with Claude 3.5 Sonnet, but if you are unhappy with the outcome, you can always rewrite and see what model is the best for the task. With this level of flexibility, you can always find the best AI model that works with your prompt. And I think a lot of people seem to ignore the Sonar model, which is an AI model fine-tuned by Perplexity but was based on Llama 3. This model is surprisingly very good at following detailed instructions, and the content it produces feels more human than ChatGPT, which is incredible considering it was based on the Llama model, which is essentially open source and relatively new. And speaking about Sonar, this brings us to the next point of why Perplexity is such an AI writer monster. If you pay for the Perplexity Pro for $20 a month, you will receive a bonus $5 credit for the Perplexity API. Basically, if you are a developer or even not a developer, you can use the API key on various platforms for various purposes. One example is you can use it to create your own automated content creation workflow via Make.com or Zapier and use Perplexity API to generate the content. The content will be based on the Perplexity Sonar model, and yes, it can also access the internet just like the web version. Despite $5 doesn't sound a lot, the Sonar model is highly optimized and it's actually difficult to exhaust all the $5 credit in a month. You can imagine using the API key tons of times for content generation, summarizer tools, or posting updates on social media. I personally never use all the $5 credit every month because I mostly only use the web interface, and partly because it is much more detailed and deeper when it comes to researching. And I really mean it. I tried asking ChatGPT to read content from 10 different websites. It either will reject or only read some of them. But in Perplexity, assuming you know the prompting techniques, it can easily visit those websites to gather more context and deliver better results. To give you some context, this is a piece of content that I asked Perplexity to create. Can you guess how many sites it visits to create this one? 5 pages, maybe 10, or maybe 25 pages. Well, it is 110 pages. Yeah, that's a lot of pages. It visits this many pages in part because my prompt was very specific and requires a good amount of resources, but 110 is actually overkill. But this is a good demonstration to show you that Perplexity is likely going to be more accurate and less prone to hallucination when creating content thanks to the vast amount of data it consumes. On top of that, or in this case actually at the bottom, a list of sources will be displayed at the end of the content when you copy it, showing you where it gets the information from. Now honestly, I don't really like these citation numbers appearing on the blog post, and I actually have made a video about the trick to remove citation numbers from Perplexity response. If you are interested, you should check it out. Anyway, a good and sounding article is not complete without a picture, and that brings us to the image generation feature in Perplexity. Perplexity can create images just like Gemini or ChatGPT. Again, this is not unique. Perplexity is not the sole AI chatbot service that also offers image generation. ChatGPT, Meta, and Gemini can also do it. But in Perplexity, you have three options. You can choose between Playground, DALL-E, and Flux, and the last one is a real deal. Flux has been a new AI image model with realistic and accurate depiction of your prompt. And if you want to give the impression to your visitors that your content is real, then I suppose Flux should be your primary choice. For comparison, these are the results from Playground, DALL-E, and Flux for the prompt "Generate a picture of a dog holding a sign that says NusaPixel." What do you think? Just to clarify, these models are not developed by Perplexity. Just like the AI chat models, Perplexity is just wrapping them and providing a nice user interface. But they are quite generous by allowing up to 50 images generation per day, which is a good deal given how expensive it is to run models like Flux and Playground. And that generosity doesn't stop at the image credits. As a free user, you'll get 5 Pro credits a day, which is sufficient for generating short daily blog posts. But if you are in the Pro subscription, you will have the privilege to use up to 300 Pro credits every day. Let me repeat, 300 credits every day. If you want to spend all of them, that's basically 1 credit every 5 minutes, and you have to do it 24 hours non-stop. Theoretically, if you are using solely for producing content, you could publish 300 articles in a day, and you can do it again tomorrow with no problem. Let me reiterate, 300 is a lot. You can go to any AI writer tools out there, and the most they offer is anywhere between 30 to 100 articles a month. Not a day, but a month, and sometimes with a much higher cost. Although you have 300 credits, in reality you probably are not going to use all the credits and produce that many pieces of articles in a day, unless perhaps if you are running an agency and need to publish multiple articles to a website. But how do you do that? How do you publish content generated by Perplexity to your website? If you're using the API key, then it's pretty simple. You can utilize Make.com or Zapier to automate the content generation. But you can also generate content using the Perplexity web interface, which is more powerful, and then copy and paste it to your website. It is not quite seamless, and that's why I'm developing a Chrome extension that will help you send content from a Perplexity thread directly to your WordPress website. It will save you time, and you'll be surprised by how many more articles you can save with the help of this Chrome extension. It is still in progress, but I will update once it's completed. So be sure to subscribe so you will know when the extension is ready. And by the way, there are many other things that make Perplexity a great choice for content generation. I haven't touched other features like image and video search, programming, prompting techniques, and Perplexity pages that lets you get some traffic from the website. And speaking about that, if you want to receive free backlink from Perplexity to your website and may receive some traffic for free, then check out this video and I'll see you there.